What if I told you there was a super not so secret behind the scenes backdoor information library about your car that doesn't normally show up on the screen for everyday users? What if I told you it had a crazy amount of information and it's super easy to get into? But most people don't want to get past the warning screen because it's scary. No, what's going to happen? My warranty will be voided. I'm going to take you behind the scenes so you don't have to into service mode. And you can either use service mode for good or evil. Oh, and a word of caution with this, don't get in over your head. Don't start changing a bunch of settings that you know nothing about. Like I said, this is for informational purposes only. I don't recommend changing any settings or anything like that. There is one thing that I will tell you about, and that'll be later on in the video, that you can kind of play around with. Hey, while you're learning everything there is to know about service mode, don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. It means the world to the channel. Take seconds out of your day. And all right, back to me. First things first, how do you get into service mode? Well, you got to go into software, and then whatever model car you have, obviously yours might be different here, you tap and hold on the model for about 5 seconds. Then the password comes up. What is the super secret password? What could it be? Well, how about service? This isn't rocket science. And then you get the service mode warning of death. Caution, improper use of service mode could result in loss of vehicle operation, permanent vehicle damage, or serious personal injury. Yeah, well, there's your warning. I'm warning you to, basically adhere to this as well, and that's the warning you're going to get, but I'm going to enter it anyway for purposes of this video and showing you what this is all about. These behind the scenes, this information on your car. Basically, just use it for information and you should be good. So we're going to go ahead and enter, and just so you know, it's going to kill the AC and the radio. You can go back in and turn the AC on if you want. So the first page that it greets you with is this one. It's got your VIN, it's got your odometer right down to the 0.1 mile. Also gives you kilometers on one screen, which is kind of cool. Tells you what kind of FSD hardware you've got, the Intel on this car, for instance. And this is the area, this is the one thing you're really going to want to check about once a month. It's kind of the behind the scenes look of all the data that's your car is throwing up as errors and all kinds of, I said throwing up. So, check it once a month and see what's going on behind the scenes for any potential problems down the road. Now, I have one potential problem, and I have a feeling that's what this is. Let's take a look. There you go. I am getting a bunch of coolant level low warnings on a daily basis, multiple times a day, but it's not showing up on the normal user interface. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I've looked it up on Reddit, of course, and other places online, and they say it's not too big of a deal. Just go to the service center when you get a chance, and they're going to top it off, provided there's no leaks. And I am not seeing any leaks of coolant in my garage at all. Tesla uses something called G48 coolant. It's blue, so that's what you got to look out for on the ground if you do have a leak. I realize it's a closed system, but I don't know. I've had closed system cars before with coolant problems as well. So somewhere it just disappears. I'm not exactly sure how. But anyway, that's an error that is showing up just on service mode, not on the regular user interface. So there are 3 choices here, customer. So it's not showing anything for the customer. And then all, obviously, it's going to have that as well. So I would check that about once a month. Now, you're going to notice there's no home button. How do you get back to beginning? You tap the little red wrench here, and that'll take you back to square one. So on this main page, you've got service settings. This is stuff that I wouldn't mess with, but that's what's in there. Software reinstall, I wouldn't mess with that either, but maybe in a worst case scenario, you've been looking at a download for about a week or so and nothing's happening, maybe do that. The touchscreen check. Oh, okay. Haven't seen this before. Ooh, cool. Red dots. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, you can draw stuff too. Okay, cool. I haven't noticed any problems with my touchscreen, so let's see, exit, tap 2 corners of the display. Cool. Okay, back into service mode. Additional resources, some sort of search engine taking me to service.tesla.com. I'm guessing this is for all those, service stuff. Cool red car like that. All right, back into this. Let's run down these menu items really quick. There are some languages up here you can use if English is not your thing. This is the vehicle info page. We're going to go into driver assist and then cameras. And basically it tells me the status of the cameras. Basically anything in service mode that is green, that is good. So I like to see green dots and green other items when in service mode. Now, to get back to the previous menu, it's not very intuitive. There's no arrows or anything. You got to just touch the subject matter that you are on. Now we're going to go into sensors. So a bunch of green dots. Again, all good. Not exactly sure everything I'm looking at, but, this is service mode. This is, designed for service people. But it's kind of cool to see all these different menus and see what's going on with the car. And if something is red, you can take a look and see what's going on. So again, we're going to go back here. Nothing left under driver assist. Let's go into this memory looking thing. Infotainment connectivity. You're going to see all kinds of, green dots for LTE cell connection as well as Wi-Fi. I'm at home, so you're going to see that as well. All good stuff. You basically can see everything going on with the car in service mode. Back to the memory thing. We're going to go to software, and this is kind of cool. I guess we're seeing the memory status of this stuff. Now, I was in here earlier today, and it gave me 2 gigs here and 2 gigs there. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing anything right now. Probably because I'm doing a video. There's that software reinstall again. ECU update status, more green stuff, something succeeded, good. Again, don't mess with stuff you're not familiar with is, I guess, the moral of the story. All right, let's go down to the lightning bolt, which is the high voltage system, HV system. Let's take a look at that. And we are, this is the one area that you may want to mess with if you're so inclined and want to see exactly what we've seen it on Facebook. We've seen a bunch of YouTube videos, people checking the health status of their battery. And this is where you would do that. I have yet to do that on this car or my Tesla Model Y. Just haven't had a chance to, because you got to get the car low enough, and then you've got to charge it a long time, and I can't have my car out of commission that long. So once I find a good time for that, I'll probably do a video on that as well. But also probably going to make sure I get that coolant thing checked out before I really tax the system with a battery health test. I'm not too concerned about the battery on this car. This is the 2019 Tesla Model 3 with 65,000 miles. It's running great. I don't have any issues. So let's go back to the lightning bolt. Charging. We're not charging at the moment, so there's not going to be anything showing here. In fact, you know what? I did do this stuff for the high voltage system while at a supercharger. So let's take a look at that clip. We are currently supercharging. So what exactly does this look like while that is happening? So here's the screen. While supercharging, service mode. And one of the main things that you kind of want to keep an eye on if you do want to use service mode for this kind of thing is the temperature of the batteries are right up here. Min temp and max temp. So basically what that means is the battery in some portions of it are at 39.5 C and other portions are now at 47 C. And you can actually see that from here. Well, you can see the batteries. There's really not much to see in terms of temperature. This screen is actually interesting because it tells you where the state of charge should be for shipping, if you're going to ship the car. So they want the car at 48% state of charge max for ground or sea shipping. And then air is going to be 28% or lower. So interesting little stats there. This is just the state of charge at the moment. It's going to keep rising right now because we're supercharging. And what else we got in here? The charging, oh, this is the screen that we were just at. So you can see here that we are supercharging. 389 volts DC, 199 amps. A little more than home charging, if I do say so myself. So very cool. My car does not have CCS, so there's where you would retrofit it. Don't recommend. I mean, I guess you could do that yourself. There are YouTube videos on getting the hardware and all that stuff, and this is where you'd activate it, is my guess. So this is what it looks like while supercharging, and just wanted to give you a feel for all this stuff. High voltage system, there you can see it says it's charging, It's at 54.2%. It's a little more accurate than the screen for the rest of us. All right, back here in my garage where we're not charging, you know, a lot of cool stuff. Mainly, the main thing on this page is you're going to want to take a look at your high voltage battery temperature. Sometimes, you know, you're not supercharging fast enough. Maybe check this to see if, you know, it didn't precondition long enough and didn't get your battery warm enough, and that's why things are slow. So you might want to check that real quick, even at a supercharger. Back to here. High voltage battery. This is basically for shipping information stuff. The current state of charge on my battery. Down here you can see for ground and sea shipping, they want you to be below 48% state of charge, and for air down to 28%. Not sure where they came up with these numbers, but some smart guys with engineering degrees and PhDs and stuff came up with these numbers, and there they are. HVIL, dots moving around a green oval like Indianapolis Motor Speedway clockwise. Not sure what I'm looking at here, but nice to see all this information. I'm not going to pretend I know what everything is doing in service mode. All right, let's go to the regular battery looking thing. We've got a keys. And this I didn't know until I saw this recently the other day. It's showing that there are Bluetooths all the way around the car. Center, rear, left, right. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool that not only am I seeing that, but they're active and green. Good. Power distribution. More green stuff. Love that. Vehicle load shed state. Reverse battery protection. There's a lot of stuff way over my head, and that's why you just don't want to mess with stuff. You do want to use this for looking at the health of your lead acid battery. This is the low voltage accessory battery, 12 volt in my case. Newer cars are coming with 16 volt lithium ions. Those should last a lot longer. I typically actually change my lead acid battery, my 12 volt, proactively every 2 years. I just don't want to risk, you know, getting in the car and it going haywire and not starting and stranding me somewhere. So this is where you'd want to see that. Health is okay. Home link I don't have, so I don't have any stuff in here. Let's go to the Snowflake Thermal, and I'm guessing this is like all kinds of stuff regarding coolant. If you're refilling it, which you shouldn't be if you're still within warranty, that is a no-no, as well as AC stuff. This is all for the service department. Let's go down to the screwdriver, alignment, and tires. This is kind of cool. If you actually move the wheel, you can see exactly what they think is straight and what the car is thinking is straight, and it's not exactly an alignment tool per se, but kind of cool to mess around with. More steering stuff. It shows the steering rack and the suspension parts and all that kind of stuff. Does it do anything if I move the wheel? Nope, nothing happening when I move the wheel. Hey, let's honk the horn. It's asking me to, I think. Oh, yep. All right, cool. I guess that works. What about turn signal? Yep. Oh, wait. Isn't that supposed to be yellow? Maybe. I don't know. Wait. Okay. Oh, it just does it when you first do it. Okay. It's basically checking, doing the lights here, light setting, basically checking the features of the steering wheel. That's kind of cool. Brakes, brake pedal switch, unpressed. I don't want to press the brake because it'll start the car and then my headlights go on and then messes with the video, and that's a whole thing. Anyway, brake stiffness test, brake bleed, brake burnishing. That's interesting because they show a video and have ways of doing the brake burnishing, and I have a video actually on how to do that without this. So maybe I will do another video using that, but I don't want to do it right now. Just giving you a tour. All right, door looking thing, windows. This is where you calibrate your windows. Let me pull down the driver's side. Let's see what happens. Okay, it detects that. That's good. What about the passenger? Oh, right front. There we go. It said right front, even though it's under the front left. I'm not sure why. Wiper module replacement. Let's go to airbags. There you go. All the different things and components within the car. I believe I have to have the car on. Let me do that. Let's mess with it. Here we go. I'm pressing the brake. All right. So that, yeah, see everything lit up green. Oh, okay, the video's still doing all right. Everything lit up green as soon as I turned it on. Let's go to seats. Oh, it's showing the passenger seat is empty. That's interesting. Obviously, the back seat's empty as well, but doesn't show that. Ah, there we go. That lit up when I put the seatbelt in. So there's sensors like everywhere in this car, and it basically shows you everything what's going on. So there you go. That's a real quick tour of service mode on my Tesla Model 3. I am currently only using it for informational purposes. I'm kind of keeping an eye on this with the coolant level low, and it gives you other errors and that sort of thing. So not doing anything crazy with it. I wouldn't recommend that, of course, but it's nice to see all the different information coming from your car that you don't normally see on the regular user interface. The last thing we got to do is, how do you get out of this? We're in service mode, big red bar all the way across. How do we get out? What's going to happen? Well, you just exit service mode. If you tap it, you're going to see what's going to happen. Nope, you got to hold to exit, and then a thing is going to slide across. Watch this. And now we're out. So there you go. Your inside look at service mode if you're too scared to get in there past that warning screen and all that other stuff. I basically showed you everything that is in there, all the information that is available to you as a Tesla owner. It's not as scary as it seems. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, just, be careful. Don't be changing things you don't know anything about. Don't be messing with settings and all that kind of stuff. Just use it for information, and remember, use it for good, not evil. So I hope you found value in this video. At least you know what's going on behind the scenes with your car whenever you supercharge, whenever you're using Wi-Fi, all that kind of stuff. It's all doing other things behind the scenes. So don't forget to hit the like button on this video. It means the world to the channel. We are near or even over 12,000 subscribers right now. I have to go check right now after this video. We'll see how it is. But if you're one of those subscribers, one of those 12,000, thank you so much. It means the world to the channel. And if you're not, and it's the first time you're checking us out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It means the world to us, and it takes a second out of your day, and then you could forget about us. You could just leave us subscribed forever. That'd be great. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much. And you can either use service mode for good or evil.